And welcome back. A massive sea change is about to take place in Rockville as the result of the past election. First, the size of the county council has expanded from 9 to 11 members. Second, as a result of term limits, several long-serving and popular council members have been forced off the council. And third, the old boys club that some call the county council is no longer, as 6 new council members take office, all of whom are women. Nancy, you're on the hot seat here because I can't imagine anyone better to comment on the changes that will go on at the council level. What are we going to see?
Well, that remains to be seen. Let's not assume that women are a lot different from men in a lot of things. So we'll see what happens. I think the visual is great. There are more women in Montgomery County than there are men. This is just a statistical fact. So that's a good thing. We're going to hear shortly as they come out with committee assignments and leadership assignments, whether it really is an old boys network club or not, because the incumbents are now making the decisions about who's going to lead the new committees and the like. And we'll just see how that parses out. Who will be chair of these committees? These are powerful situations, and we'll see how many women make it to leadership roles. So I don't think it's at all clear, apart from the visual of having that additional individuals, how it's going to fall out. I've always counseled women, you want to be involved where the money is. You want to be involved in the big picture issues, and we'll see how they align themselves in the coming months.
So when are they sworn in, Nancy?
December 5th, coming on up.
So
they
will they be voting on who will be council president and who council vice president?
Yeah, that'll have to be done.
Is that a done deal already?
Well, probably. Don't know. I mean, technically it is already based on the old council, but the new council could change that. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
We'll see how what's going on in the room where it happens. It's where it's happening right now.
Okay. So Mark, one criticism that is often lobbed at the county council is that it's anti-business. I know that comes as a shock to you. But let's face it, most elected leaders in Montgomery County come out of the civic activist community, like social justice warrior Will Jawando. They're the norm. So with the election of Marilyn Balcom, who has a very moderate background and served as president of the Gaithersburg Germantown Chamber of Commerce president, along with Sid Katz and Andrew Friedson, is there going to be more balance to this council?
I'm hopeful. I think that's one of the things that folks wanted for when they were pushing for an expanded council. It's also one of the things they wanted when term limits, which were put in, to provide more opportunity for a rotation of leadership. So I hope that's the case. But I do have to kind of acknowledge this is still Montgomery County, and it's
still Montgomery County.
That hasn't changed yet.
Well, I still remember when all 9 members of the county council went to the board, the regional council of governments, and voted against expanding the bridge across the Potomac. And I'm thinking, there's got to be a sea change here somewhere. Yeah. Nancy, I forgot to ask you one question: is how long is it going to take the members to become effective and operate effectively?
Well, we'll see. It shouldn't. There's a certain amount of learning curve, and also what are the right issues for them to be engaged in. They'll have to figure that out. I will say, in response to the last question, though, I've heard a rumor that there will be a committee that's just economic development. We'll see if that pans out, but that would indicate giving economic development issues a priority. The real question, though, the problem is the council can say and do a lot of things, but it's the county executive who implements things. And we have elected, once again, a person who is not on the side of the big businesses. Everyone's for the individual person, but the bigger businesses who hire the most employees, who serve the larger population, and who actually create business for the small businesses, they tend to be left out of the picture. And I think that's a real problem for us going forward.
Any final thoughts, Mark?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I really agree with Nancy's comment before about, advising new council women, but I think it's appropriate for all council people to focus on the financial issues. And you touched on it before. We could be coming into a very challenging economic environment. So those are issues that should be front and center. Too often the council has focused on sort of more performance issues, press release issues, and less the really hard questions of government and paying for the services that government provides.
Well, I'm going to let you have the last word, Mark. We're going to go into our final topic for the day.
MCM's Party with a Purpose. Mix and mingle with the new majority women county council members and other leaders making a difference. emceed by NBC4's Sean Yancey. November 30th at the Silver Spring Civic Center. Go to mymcmedia.org for tickets.